What's up, nerds? The Immortal Nerd here, and welcome, welcome back to another LTA video. Let's talk anime, where we talk about anything and everything that is anime. And it has been a very long time since I've done one of these. This video will be me getting back into the transition of things. So hopefully, once this one takes off, I can, give more videos of these types for you all. So with that out the way, this video will be about Netflix's newest live action movie, Bleach. Yes, you heard me right. It is Bleach. It came out, I want to say 2 Fridays ago, maybe. I saw it on a Sunday, the day after it came out. So yeah, this video will be, my thoughts about it, what went on, and breaking down, some of the details on that video or on that movie. So as I said, yes, this is a movie and not a series. So maybe like, uh-oh, this may not be a good movie, just like Netflix Death Note movie, because I said in my video on that one, it would have been a whole lot better if it was made into a series and not a movie. Trying to compact, everything from that show into a movie just isn't going to work. Now, with this one, Bleach, yes, it is a movie, but I think it may be the best live action adaptation to an anime yet. Yeah, you heard me right. So to get this started, I'm gonna name a few characters or actors and actresses that plays some of these characters in this Bleach movie. First off, you have Hana Sugisaki, who plays Rukia Kuchiki. You have Taichi Sotame, who plays Renji. You have Miyavi, who plays Byakuga Kuchiki, the older adopted brother of Rukia. This person is actually not the character, but the actor who plays Byakuga. He is actually a famous celebrity, a pop star, a singer, songwriter for different songs that he does. He also owns a type of company, I want to say in the music industry. I can't remember off the top of my head. I just did a little research on him because his name wasn't a traditional Japanese or type Asiatic name. So I was like, who is this person? But yeah, there was something interesting about him. And the male protagonist that plays Ichigo Kurosaki, Sota Fukishi. So yeah, those are just some of the characters, the main people that you'll see in the movie. And I'll name some of the other ones later on in this video. So let us talk about the opening of this movie. So at the very beginning, the movie starts out with young Ichigo and his mother walking along the street in the rain. And y'all know what happens after that. Then time skips on to a 15-year-old Ichigo in high school, and he is putting the beat down on some punks for disrespecting some dead kids' burial ground. This movie more or less is exactly like the anime/manga. So here's what I'm going to do. I will tell y'all how much of the anime was put into this movie, the characters that may or may not have been in this movie, and any changes to the character development or if they, stayed the same. Got it? Get it? Good. So the first part, how much of the anime did this live action movie of Bleach cover? Well, if I'm going by the animated version of the original source, aka the manga, the movie incorporates the first 17 episodes of the show into it, minus a few scenes from the show and maybe some additional scenes that may have been ideas from the writers/producers of this movie. But all in all, it still follows, the original storyline. Yeah, you have, him and his mom, walking along. He sees a little girl, wants to give her his umbrella. Stuff happens. Next thing you know, teenager beating up on punks. Rukia hollows all that good stuff. So yeah, you can pretty much, if you wanted to watch the movie, you can. If you wanted to watch those first 17 episodes, you can. They are pretty much, similar to each other. So, second piece, who was in this movie? Well, as I stated before, the first four, who played as Rukia, Renji, Byakuga, and Ichigo. You also have some of the supporting characters. Actor and actresses' names are Irena Mana, who played as Orihime. You have Masami Nakasawa, who played as Ichigo's mother. Yosuke Eguchi, who played as Ichigo's father. Ryo Yashizawa, who played as Uryu Ishida, the Quincy, who hates all Soul Reapers and Hollows because of the disrespect they gave them a long time ago, blah, blah, blah. You have Yu Kayanagi, who played as Yasutora Sato, aka Chad, who has an English name, who is Mexican, who is in Japan. Go figure. And last but not least, you have Seichi Tanabe, who plays as Kisuke Urahara. He's the guy who owns that store that, pretty much that's the main spot to be. Like every character in the show, goes there. Because he pretty much has the information if you need it. He's like the guy that sells bootleg DVDs on the corner that hasn't even come out in the movie theaters yet. That's who he is. Some honorable mentions, Ichigo's sisters, and a couple of his classmates that you'll see in the movie that's portrayed from the show. One of the characters is the guy that Ichigo kind of like beats up on a little bit, and the girl that Orihime talks to, pretty much a lot. So some of the characters in there as well. And the last piece. Were the characters in the movie any different from their counterparts of the show? If I really had to think about it, the only person I could say for sure was Rukia. The reason why I say that is the way that Sugisaki played Rukia really stood out to me from all of the rest of the characters. Not saying that that's a bad thing. It's just her take on Rukia was kind of different. Not too different, but just slightly different. Like how in the anime, Rukia, she's like very not disrespectful, but she's quick witted and gives smart comments to Ichigo like she known him for like years, and they kind of like their relationship kind of matches like quickly automatically. Versus this one, she's not a very snooty person or someone who displays a whole lot of sarcasm like Rukia did earlier on in the show, but someone who may have actually been raised in a royal family, or at least lived in a society where they were unaccustomed to the majority of the world on how they live their everyday lives, aka the Soul Society. But anyway, her character really stood out, and to be honest, she might be my next crush. I really couldn't get over the fact of how cute she was. I mean, I don't know. It may have been the hair strand thing going on that may have been the thing that got me, but she's Hana. If you're watching this, moving on. Other characters that I really liked. Ichigo. I liked his character. I like how Sato played Ichigo. He pretty much kind of played him just like Ichigo from the anime, and he was pretty funny with his interaction with Rukia. Renji, his was a different take of Renji as well, but like I said, Rukia's her character stood out more than all the others. His was like I don't know how you would say it, like he used to be in a rock band or something. I don't know. That's the only way I can really describe him. But he played it well. Byakuga, his character was good as well. The pop star who played him, he did a good job as Byakuga. The way that he sound or delivered his voice was It wasn't menacing. It wasn't menacing, but you could tell that he, meant business in a soft way. If that makes sense. Um, the fight scenes, they were pretty dope, especially against the Hollows. They looked, you know, fantastic. The special effects on them was pretty cool. There were some slight things here and there that that kind of stood out, but those were like kind of things where he was trying to dodge like some of the attacks. In the show, like when they do sidestep, it's like it was an instant move, like they vanished and popped up there. But in reality, we can't do that as humans. But that's something they can probably fix if they wanted to, or just keep it as is. And other things with the speed of the Shinigami. Um, some of the attacks, like when they were fighting the Hollows, it was mainly with the Hollows when they were trying to showcase their speed, the Shinigami speed. They did more of like a jump cut to where you couldn't actually see them, slicing or making a deadly blow to the Hollows. You just see them, starting the attack. The next thing you know, they're on the other side, and the Hollows fall down and die or whatever. But the fights against each other with themselves, or Soul Reaper against Soul Reaper, they were more detailed, and you can see the extent of the studio's abilities with these special effects, and I thought that was really good. So yeah, with that being said, you do not get to see anyone's Bankai. I mean, it should not be a surprise. As I said earlier, this movie only showcased the first 17 episodes, and no one showed their showed their Bankais, not even Byakuga. That happened, later on when Ichigo goes to the Soul Society to get Rukia back, and Renji, he doesn't even know how to summon his Bankai yet. The only thing he knows how to do is call out his Zanpakuto name, Zabimaru, and he does that in the movie. So that's like the only special sword skill that you see in this movie is Renji summoning his calling out his Zanpakuto's names, and you get to see it extend and stretch. I thought that was pretty neat. There may have been like a little slight thing, but like I said, it's probably something they can fix later on. It was pretty dope though how he used his sword, and I'm probably having like clips playing behind me or whatever, so you guys will be seeing what I'm talking about, and it'd be a little distraction from me doing these long pauses. Y'all have something to watch as well. Anything else? Like I said, it was just like the anime, really, more or less. Byakuga, he was pretty solid. His little fight with Ichigo, he was kind of quick in it, and they wasn't even really using special effects for like the first part when he cuts Ichigo in the abdomen. That was a pretty like quick draw of the sword and slashing and all that. That was pretty dope. What else? Anything else? Not that I can think of. Like Ichigo's dad, he's kind of the same from the anime show. He's beating him up. You kind of see him in his first appearance. He sneaks up behind Ichigo and is putting him in the chokehold. That was pretty funny. Orihime, she was pretty funny when she's first appeared. She's talking to one of her classmates, and like she's trying to figure out what does she see in Ichigo, and it does like a little visual montage, and that was pretty funny to me. More or less, this movie was it had more fun, more comical stuff in it than action, or maybe it was or a good balance of the two. But yeah, it was very fun to watch and very entertaining to watch with the actions and the special effects they had going with it. Uryu Ishida's his bow, because I said earlier he's a Quincy, so I was worried about not worried, but wondering how they would do his bow, because in the anime it was just pure spiritual energy. Here, Not so much that case. He still does use his spiritual energy to summon his bow, but the bow is actually tangible. It looks tangible, like he's actually holding on to something. That was pretty cool though, on the designs on it and everything, very detailed and all of that. So we'll see what they'll be doing with that. Chad, not a whole lot done on him, same as Orihime. Anybody else? No. The guy that played as Urahara, he's not given much screen time. I think that's the only thing I can say that I had a slight problem with. I think he was rushed in on that. They could have waited until later on to bring him in the movie or to introduce him. And the reason why I keep saying later on or them fixing this or whatever, because at the end of this movie, it brings up the title Bleach, and then it says Soul Reaper Agent Arc. So that kind of hints to they will be making another one or already in the process of making a sequel to this Bleach live action franchise. So if they excuse me, if they receive good feedback from majority of the people that watches this, we will have another. And I want to see why not. I want to see why this movie will not be, received well. I know I've seen on, Facebook, Twitter, people talking about how they didn't like Ichigo, saying that he was flirting with Rukia in one of the scenes. I'm like, no, it's not really flirting. He's like teasing her, and not in the flirting type of way, but as like a big brother to the sister. Like he's teasing her or whatever, saying, hey, you don't have any friends, you want to be my friend or whatever, blah blah blah. But yeah, I don't think he was being flirty at all. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I mean, so pretty much it was a solid movie, really. I mean, at the end of it, pretty much the same thing as it was in the show. Rukia, she's going back to the Soul Society. Ichigo, he's about halfway dead because Byakugo put the beat down on him. And next thing you know, well, what was different here, Ichigo doesn't shows up yet, but in the next scene, it has, Ichigo's school pops up, and, they're talking about, what happened, the day before, and Ichigo walks in, like nothing ever happened, when he met Rukia, and you hear, Rukia's voice in the background, like she's talking to Ichigo, like as a farewell letter or whatever, and was telling him about how that everyone plus him will not remember her because all traces of their memories with her in them has been erased, or so she thinks, and it cuts off like that. But yeah, it was a dope movie. I have to admit that it was one of the best live action anime adaptation that any studio has done. This and it was from Warner Brothers Japanese studios that had done this. So good job for them. Good job for Netflix for getting this deal or whatever. And I'm starting to see that Netflix is hopping on this anime thing. And I wonder what's up with that. If that's the case, they need to update some of the shows that's on the streaming site, like Attack on Titan, Fairy Tail, especially. I'm tired of seeing season 1 up there for like 4 years. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, it changes like the thumbnail for the picture like every 3 days, but that's about it. Nothing else happens. And but that's for another discussion. But back on this one, yeah, Bleach live action. It was dope. It's better than all of the other ones that are out right now. So with that being said, y'all know what to do. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, subscribe. Get this out there to all the nerds in the universe, multiverse, and alternate dimensions. And I will see you in the next one. the Immortal Nerd, signing off.